Alright, so we're starting credit recovery marking period 2, part 1, simplifying expressions. So we're going to start off with combining like terms. We know that two terms with the same variable and exponent are like terms. So that means if they have the same letters, and they have the same like small numbers, they're going to be like terms. So if we look at this first one here, I have 12x plus 5 plus 3x plus 2. So I want to combine my like terms. I see that 12x and 3x both have an x with them. So I'm just going to add together the coefficients, the number out in front with one another. That would give me 15x. And then I have 5 and 2. So I'll add those guys together. Because they don't have a letter with them, they're also like terms. 5 plus 2 is 7. So this expression, when simplified, is 15x plus 2. And our next expression here, I have negative 3x minus 9 plus 15x plus 5. So again, I'm just looking for my like terms, so the numbers, the terms with the same letter afterwards. So I have negative 3x and 15x. I'm just going to add the numbers out in front, my coefficients together. Negative 3 plus 15 is 12x. And then I also have negative 9 plus 5. Adding those together, I get negative 4, so I'm just going to go ahead and put a minus 4 here. Minus 4, there we go. So again, we're just looking for the terms that have the same letters, and we're just adding the numbers out in front together. If we have issues adding numbers together, remember, you're allowed to use a calculator, so please use it. When talking about the distributive property, we are multiplying the number in front of the parentheses with everything inside the parentheses. So whenever you see those parentheses, you really want to immediately think, all right, I need to start multiplying the number out in front to everything inside. So for this first one, I have 4 times the quantity x plus 7. So I'm going to take this 4 and multiply to everything on the inside of my parentheses, giving me 4x plus 4 times 7, or 28. This guy right here, I have a negative 2 on front. Nothing is changing. I'm still taking that negative 2 and multiplying it to everything on the inside. Negative 2 times 9x gives me negative 18x. And then negative 2 times 4 gives me negative 8. Now, because I have plus negative 8, this is an okay answer. You have the right thing. However, you can rewrite this. Instead of saying plus negative 8, you can change that to just minus 8. For the last one, if you see a minus in the parentheses, I strongly recommend that you do LCO. So we'll change that minus into a plus, and then the 1 turns into a negative 1. That way, when we distribute the negative 3, in the beginning we'll have negative 6x plus, I don't forget about this negative hanging out with that 1. So I have negative 3 times negative 1, or positive 3. Now, morphing these all together, taking my combining like terms and my distributive property and putting it all into 1. So for this first one, I have 4 plus 3 times the quantity, 5 minus 2x, minus 8x. Now again, remember I said when there's a minus sign inside the parentheses, I would put LCO there. It seems like a good idea. First, you want to do the distributive property. Take the 3 and multiply it to everything inside the parentheses. It's giving me 4 plus 3 times 5, which is 15, plus 3 times negative 2, or negative 6x, and then minus 8x. Now that the parentheses are gone, I can go ahead and start combining my like terms. I see that I have 4 and 15 here, so I'm going to go ahead and add those guys together, giving me 19. After that, I see negative 6x and negative 8x. Bringing those guys together, I would have negative 14x. And just like the problem up before, this is a great answer. You could also see it, though, as 19 minus 14x. They're the same thing. This one over here. I have 2 sets of parentheses. However, my 5 is only going to inside the parentheses right next to it. For this one, I see that I have a minus sign here, but no number. When there is no number, you can imagine there's like a secret little 1 there. So we're actually going to distribute a negative 1 to everything inside. Don't forget to do LCO. We want to make sure we don't lose any negatives. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 5 times negative x, or negative 5x, plus negative 1 times x, or negative x, and then negative 1 times 2, or negative... That was my cat. I'm sorry. I think he's done. All right. Or negative 1 times 2, which is negative 2. At this moment, all my parentheses are gone. I can go ahead and combine my like terms. Starting with my x's, I have negative 5x plus negative x. Remember, there is a sneaky little 1 in there. So when I'm adding them together, I get negative 6x. Those guys are done. I have a 10 plus negative 2. 10 plus negative 2 is 8. So this expression, when I simplify everything through, I get negative 6x plus 8. All right. Next is factoring expressions. Now, something that we did in class that was really helpful for most students is practicing how to find GCF again of numbers. So last year, you were given 2 numbers like 24 and 36, and we did a thing called cake box. And we said to ourselves, okay, what's a number that can go into 24 and 36? Well, they're both even numbers, so we could take a 2 out from both of them. And then I'm going to take 24, divide it by 2. So 24 divided by 2 is 12. Then we take 36 and 2, divide those guys. I get, 18. There we go. All right, looking at them again, is there any other numbers we can pull out from these guys? We can pull out another 2. Again, I'm going to take 12 and 2, and I'm going to divide those guys together. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. 18 divided by 2, I can divide those guys, I get 9. Now I have the numbers 6 and 9. Is there a number I can pull out from those guys? And there is. I can pull out a 3. So I can do 6 divided by 3 now and get 2. 9 divided by 3 and get 3. 2 and 3 are prime numbers. So we're done. We don't have to go any further. That's the end. But now we have to take all of the numbers on the outside here, so 2, 2, and 3, and multiply them together. Whoops. 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12. So the GCF is 12. With 14 and 49, again, cute little box on the outside. What's a number that can go into 14 and 49? Well, the only number that can is 7. 14 divided by 7 is 2. 49 divided by 7 is 7. 2 and 7 are prime numbers, so they are done with. So our GCF is just 7. So using that, defining the GCF, we're going to factor the following expressions. 5x minus 15. So I'm going to do my little cute cake box. I'm subtracting these guys, so I'm going to go ahead and bring that minus sign down. What's a number that can go into 5 and 15? 5 can go into both of those. So I'm going to take 5x divided by 5. That's just x, or 1x. 15 divided by 5 is 3. So now there's no other numbers I can pull out from x and 3. So that is prime now. Now with my final answers, I'm going to take this number out in front. Put it there. Bring out the old parentheses. And then inside my parentheses, I'm going to put x minus, what? Come on. X minus 3. When this lets me write. How's it going? X minus 3. And what I can do is I can check this. Whoops, there we go. We can easily check this by taking this number, 5, and distribute back through. Do we get 5x minus 15? Well, let's see. We get 5 times x, or 5x, minus 5 times 3, which is 15. Yeah, we do. So my final answer here is 5 parentheses x minus 3. All right, 30x plus 6y. Can you think of a number that can go into 30x and 6y? So an easy one to start off would be 2. You can pull a 2 out. Again, I'm going to take both terms and divide them by 2. So 30x divided by 2 is 15x. I have a plus there, so I'm going to bring down that plus. 6y divided by 2, which is 3y. All right, now looking at this expression, can I take anything out from 15x and 3y? I can take out another 3. So 15x divided by 3 is 5x. Bring down the plus. 3y divided by 3 is just 1y, or y. Well, now I'm left with a 1y, so I know nothing else can be pulled out. So again, I'm going to take these numbers out here and multiply them together. So 2 times 3 is 6. I'll bring out my parentheses. And I'm going to take this guy and put him right here inside the parentheses. So my final answer is 6 parentheses 5x plus y. Last one for part 1. 24 minus 36x. Now when we do these, we like to have my x term out in front. So I do want to rewrite this, but before we do that, we do have to do LCO. Because you can see here, my 36x is negative. So when I flip it around, I need to have negative 36x plus 24. And now I can go ahead and start factoring it. All right, so what's a number that can go into 36 and 24? 6 can go into both of them. So negative 36x divided by 6 is negative 6x. Bring out my plus. 24 divided by 6 is 4. So now looking at those, is there a number that can go into negative 6 and 4? Well, I can take out a 2. Negative 6x divided by 2 is negative 3x. Plus 4 divided by 2, which is 2. 2. Now with these guys, my x term cannot be negative. So we do also have to take out a negative 1. Now when we do that, we're just taking the opposite of everything else. So this negative 3x turns into 3x. And this positive 2, whoa. Let's bring that all down here. turns to a -2. So now my x term is positive. I'm good there. There's nothing else I can pull out from 3 and -2. I can go ahead and take these numbers out here, multiply them together. 6 times 2 times -1 is -12. Bring my parentheses here. I'm taking this number right here, putting it inside my parentheses. I'd have 3x plus -2. And that is my factored expression. All right, you're ready for part 2.